Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for June the 29th, 2011. Now our first position for tonight is going to be in the US Canadian pair. We're seeing a lot of volatility in the markets, in the equity markets, the commodity markets, and of course the currency markets with everything that's happening in Greece. Now that's putting upward pressure on equities, upward pressure on crude oil, so it's driving the US Canadian pair lower. But we're going to use this as a buying opportunity. We've got some pretty critical support here sitting at 97.83, 98.06, and 98.28 with a close of 98.21. Now, our indicators, our predicted MACD and our predicted true strength indicator remain net positive. Predicted short, medium, and long-term differences, they were definitely overbought, so a corrective move is perfectly normal. We can see pretty much every week this happens, so it's just a question of how deep this pullback is going to be before an upward move continues. I anticipate somewhere between 97.83 and 97.50. Now, looking at our crossovers from Vantage Point, we're going to go with our short-term crossover. We pretty much know that it's going to be, well, even that hasn't crossed to the downside yet, which is interesting, to say the least. Our medium-term crossover from Vantage Point is still crossed over to the upside. Long-term, same thing. So this is not overly bearish here. It looks like a corrective move, and that's what we're going to play. Now, from there, what we're going to do is go into the daily report from Vantage Point and again try and fine-tune this entry point. We know that our critical level, that 18-day predicted moving average, resides at 97.83. So we're going to then look at the Vantage Point predicted high and predicted low and try and really narrow the entry point down. We have 97.67 as the low, 98.50 as the high. Your less aggressive traders will wait for 97.67. Your more aggressive traders will play off that 18-day predicted moving average in the 97.80, 97.85 area. That's the area that I think will hold. Longs entered in at that price, I think, is a reasonable play. I think that what's happening in the equity markets and in the oil markets and some of the other commodities is, again, I would probably go with the Fed and use the word transitory here. I don't believe that equities are in anything more than a corrective phase higher, and a bigger move to the downside in the not too distant future is very, very likely. So that's our first position for tonight. Now our second position is going to be in the stock market, specifically the LNDC, the Landec stock. You remember this was a recommended position several weeks ago, buying off this 550, 560 area, 590, somewhere in there. I forget the exact price we were looking at buying this, but we have a nice move here. So what we're looking at on this particular stock now is buying on a dip. We can see that our predicted true strength indicator from Vantage Point down here continues to show that we have room to move to the upside. Our predicted MACD has cleared the zero line and moving higher. Our predicted short, medium, and long-term differences also staying well above that zero line and showing that we still have momentum to push this higher. Now, breaking this down into the individual crossovers, you can see that our short-term crossover remains very bullish on this stock. The medium-term crossover supports this, as does the long-term crossover. So everything looks good here for this to continue higher. What we need to do now is identify some retracement point. Now, when looking at retracement points, we can see that we have 613 and 624 is the three main predicted moving averages from Vantage Point that we're also going to use as a pivot point. We've closed at 631, so we can identify that our key level of support is $6.04. So that's a key pivotal area. Now, going into our daily report now, we're going to again hone in on this entry point. Using the knowledge that we have that 604 as a base, we're going to use anything down into that level to buy from. So for tomorrow, we have 618 is the predicted low, 640 is the predicted high. So while a move of 20 or 30 cents on a stock may not seem like a lot, it is actually it's actually quite a large move when the stock is only $6 a share. That's what I like about this. So again, when we pull back towards this 618 level, we're going to be looking to get into this on a buy position. We've closed at 631, so the retracement is going to be very minor. Anywhere around that $6.18 mark, we're going to use that to get into long positions. So with that said, again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for June the 29th, 2011.